In a regular morning at school, Jake demonstrates to Noah of kicking the ball from the computer room to the goalpost. In doing so, the ball hits Mr. Burley by accident. Meanwhile, in the Armada mothership, a fuming Prince Viker contemplates for a plan to defeat the Rangers, to which he has Levira assigned for. Back on Earth, Noah and Jake come up a new trick, kicking soccer balls into trash cans. With Noah capturing Jake's tricks on video. And back on the Armada mothership, just as the prince's plans are now in motion, he fetches his butler, Invidious, to get him a cup of tea. The moment Invidious sees Levira, he begins to reminisce about his childhood crush. And so, he decides to put a love potion into Levira's drink to make her fall in love with him. He then delivers the tea to the prince and to Levira. Unknown to Levira, her tea has a magical effect on her, making a man she sees falling head over heels, which happens to be Jake, while observing their activity on the surface. With the intent to capture Jake, Levira sends Invidious with a platoon of Zborgs on Earth. While Noah and Jake are cleaning up the soccer field, Jake finds himself attacked by Invidious's forces, as Noah attempts to divert the attackers away from Jake, but to no avail. Noah alerts the others, bar Orion, and immediately morphed. Jake then morphs, then Troy and the others arrive just in time, and the Rangers subsequently morph to Super Mega Mode. The Rangers attack Invidious's forces, and Troy warns that no one must not get their hands on Jake. A persistent Invidious claims that he is a lover not a fighter. The Rangers morphed into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and finally repelled the attackers, forcing Invidious to retreat. Meanwhile, infuriated by the failed attempt to capture Jake, Levira regretted sending Invidious to do this mission was a bad idea. Having heard of Levira falling in love with an Earthling, Invidious realizes he has been manipulated by Levira. Then, Invidious resolves to destroy Jake so he can have Levira for himself. Having lost sight of Invidious, Troy has been wondering what was that all about, and Gia asking why they namely Invidious want with Jake. He replies that they appeared out of nowhere and attacked him, ignoring Noah. Moments later, Invidious attacks. He targets Jake out of jealousy, much to Levira's shock. During the altercation, to the Rangers' shock, Levira intervenes. She berates the field commander for being idiotic and incompetent. Rejected, Invidious completely loses it and attacks both Levira and Jake. Mayhem ensues. Jake, on the other hand, ends up being the shield for Levira, with the other Rangers looking on in disgust, especially Gia. Noah, on the other hand, describes this as an alien-human love triangle for the records. And again, back on the Armada mothership, Prince Viker, who has been observing the situation, finds this tedious. Argus hints that Levira has a crush on Jake, while Damarazin figures this out as a spell, referring to the love potion Invidious have mixed into Levira's tea earlier. Meanwhile, the Rangers morph. Jake then gets away from Levira, who is stalled by Invidious, giving him time to morph. Still head over heels on Jake, Levira cheers Jake, with the latter insisting he likes someone else, in this case, it's Gia. The Rangers morph to Super Mega Mode and battle Invidious. The odds are even when they transformed into the Turbo Rangers, defeating Invidious. Even after the fight, Levira continues chazzing Jake. When the prince has already had enough of the situation between Levira and Invidious, he takes matters into his own hands. He enlarges Invidious to gigantic size with the Maximizer. Eventually, Jake convinces Invidious to ask Levira out on a date to end the love triangle. Levira reluctantly accepts Invidious's offer. Before he could do so, Levira asks him to destroy the Rangers, and the Megazord battle begins. Unfortunately for Invidious, his luck runs out. The Rangers overpower Invidious with the legendary Megazord Super Mega Slash, followed by being defeated by the legendary Samurai Megazord's Fire Smasher. The Megazord sends Invidious flying back to the Armada mothership. When Invidious again asks Levira out, only for him to be rejected. Ultimately, the effects of the love potion wore off, and Levira promises not to fall for a Power Ranger again, with the prince collapsing in confusion. At Ernie's brain freeze, the Rangers celebrate their victory of the day. When Jake attempts to ask Gia to go out with him, he fails to do so when Noah interrupts, as he shows to the others of Jake's tricks he caught on camera earlier, where it went viral. The Rangers celebrate also for Jake's moment as the episode